So we're here at Disney's Hollywood Studios looking at the story of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and it starts here on Hollywood Boulevard right at the front entrance of the park. We think about Hollywood Studios, it's all about taking us out of the normal world and putting us into the world of the characters that we know from TV shows and movies. Runaway Railway is no different. It starts with the neon here on Hollywood Boulevard, leading up into the Chinese Theater, which is the setting where our story starts to take place.
As you walk up Hollywood Boulevard, apart from the theming, we can see that our eyes are drawn to the Chinese Theater. Everything is leading in that direction. And as we get closer, we can see in the marquee on the sign is flashing, signifying that there is a new movie in town premiering in this theater.
The marquee sign was modeled after the CinemaScope sign from the real Chinese theater in the 1950s. They adopted the shape, font style, and colors to stay true to the history of the Chinese theater.
As we approach even closer, we can see that the movie we're going to be seeing within the theater is Mickey Mouse and the Perfect Picnic.
Like most other attractions that we talked about, music plays a pretty big role in this attraction. They originally thought about using one of the songs from one of the old Mickey shorts, but ultimately decided to create their own soundtrack, which makes a lot of sense because of the popularity of other attraction songs like the Tiki Room and the Haunted Mansion.
Now that we've covered Hollywood Studios and the theming and the architecture, let's talk about the story of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Of course, we just established that we're coming here to see a movie, and that's exactly what happens. We go into the Chinese Theater, and the pre-show is that movie where we are viewing Mickey Mouse in the Perfect Picnic. It is not our intention to spoil the ride in this video, but basically what you need to know is that you go in, you start watching the movie, and something happens that breaks the barrier between the real world and the cartoon world. From that point forward, we are able to enter into the cartoon world, and that is where the ride of the attraction takes place. If you would like to watch the ride-through video, we'll put a card at the top of this screen where you can click through and watch the full ride-through unobstructed with all the audio included. In our opinion, the biggest things that you need to keep in mind to experience this attraction to the fullest extent and to appreciate it is to understand that this is basically a giant tribute to Mickey Mouse in animation and to Walt Disney. There's all kinds of nods to Walt Disney Imagineering, to WED Enterprises, to Mickey and his history, to Walt Disney. So keep an eye out for all those things and to the different scenes for how this story is taking place and how it's a tribute to the past of this company. Just for a few examples of what kind of stuff you're going to see during this attraction, here in the top left-hand corner you see 1928 for Mickey's debut year in Steamboat Willie. Later on, you can see a 1901, which is Walt Disney's birth year. And then maybe our favorite aspect of this attraction is there are two plots going on at the same time. The main plot is Mickey and Minnie are trying to find the perfect spot for a picnic, but there's a subplot where during that pre-show, Pluto gets separated from the rest of the group. And so in every scene, you can see Pluto lagging a little bit behind, and he is catching up to try to get back with Mickey and Minnie. You can follow the main story, you can follow the subplot, you can try to do both at the same time, but all of that goes to show that this is an attraction that you can ride many times over and over again and always pick up new little details and new little pieces of the story. If you would like to hear our full discussion and the full breakdown of the storytelling of this attraction, you can listen to episode number 253 of Detour to Neverland on your favorite podcast app.